We grew up on mixtapes and neon lights.
Hey there, everybody. We are the Globetrotting Trio. I'm Amy.
I'm Shelley.
I'm Tammy.
All right, guys. So let's keep on with the next cause. So Shelly's done hers. It was CASA, Angel Works, childhood cancer for Tammy last week. And this week we're going to talk about mine. Now, I don't have a specific site that I want you to actually go back and start, looking at, but my cause in general is mental health that comes along with being in abusive relationships and the healing after. That speaks to me because it's actually was my life. Um, so why I chose this very honestly is this. I grew up in a loving household. Mom and dad loved each other, never saw them fight. They were always got along. They loved each other. They did everything. And the man that I chose to be with was the polar opposite of that. He was very manipulative. He was very controlling. He was mentally abusive, physically abusive, emotionally abusive. Every kind of abuse that you could have was that. And I spent 20 years with this man. The first few years was great. But then as time went along, I think it was his jealousy that caused, like, he didn't like me to have friends outside and all of these things. He was always worried I was going to find somebody else or something, or I was going to like somebody else or do something. I don't know what the problem was. I never really understood it. Later on, he was diagnosed with being bipolar. Um, he was also an insulin dependent diabetic. He attempted suicide multiple times in an attempt to try and get me to come back to him, all of those things. It was just not a pretty relationship by any stretch of the imagination. Um, I will say that whenever somebody told me once that there were seasons, you have seasons of confusion,
Mm.
like what in the crap just happened? I have no idea what just happened. Then you're fearful of what's going to happen because we never knew. You'd walk into the house and he might walk in and it's roses and everything was great, or he'd walk in the house and he'd start throwing things, or he'd walk in the house and he'd start slamming things, or he'd walk in the house and he'd be laughing. He just never knew what kind of thing it was. So we have that fear, and then you have that self-doubt. Did I cause this? Is this my fault? Am I the one that, like, all of maybe it was me? And then for a while, you feel like you're just completely isolated. So those 4 seasons, I was like, oh, that was exactly me. I totally got that. Um, at one point, I did ask for a divorce. I finally got enough courage before our marriage ended um, through his suicide, but it did end. A year and a half prior, I had asked him for a divorce and told him I can't do this anymore. Our kids can't do this anymore. So he went to our kids who were at the time, I want to say like 10 and 13, and said, Mom wants me to leave. And we don't want to break up the family. So if you guys can help me be a better dad and a better husband,
Oh.
stay.
Mm.
So that, of course,
Oh,
lays
Eva.
everything at my children's feet. And if the marriage fails at that point, it's all their fault. And I couldn't
Mm-hmm.
let that happen. So I stayed. That's the kind of manipulation that happened. And I asked him about it, like, why would you do that? And he said, I didn't mean it to be that way. Very
They
narcissistic.
never do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
never do.
yeah, so I stayed until Christmas of 2011. Um, the kids and I would tend to leave the house. So we had Christmas here with the family. After it was over, we went over to one of my really good friend's house and stayed at her house. My son decided to come home. He was 16. He said, I just want to be home and sleep in my own bed. He came home. Craziest thing happened. Um, the toilet wouldn't stop running. Whenever you flush it and it just keeps running because something's
Mhm.
amiss in there. And his, you know, my husband at the time went through and just yelled, screamed, started beating the crap out of him because he didn't fix the toilet. And we knew at that point that he had to be gone. He had to leave. And that was where it all kind of went from there. And that's where he attempted his suicide attempts, trying to get me back because he wanted to make me feel guilty. He wanted everybody in town, we live in a small town, and he wanted them to all see it and say, oh, Amy's just being horrible. I can't believe she's not letting him back in the house. She's so mean. He needs somebody. He needs something, right? It's just poor guy. That's the way it was. And it was like that for the longest time. I grew up out here. I graduated out here. I knew people my entire life who looked at me and said, I can't believe she's the bad person. That's the thing that happens with abuse and happens with mental health. And you have mental health on both sides because he had a mental health diagnosis. And at the end of it, we as the abused also have that mental health and tried to come through it.
Yep.
And I know all three of us are looking or listening to this, and all three of us had that first relationship just like this. Um, so go
Takes
for
a
it.
lot. It takes a lot of courage,
Does.
Amy, to share this and share your heart. But I have no doubt that by you sharing it is going to help somebody.
Yeah.
Um, and
Biggest
somebody
thing.
that
Go
may be
ahead.
in that somebody that may be in that situation as we speak, that's listening to this, and they don't know how to get out, and knowing that you had the courage to do it.
You're right.
Mhm.
And I did. I was a teacher in the state of Oklahoma. And at the time, I was working for a charter school, so they didn't even have to go by state required pay. And I was making about $10,000 less than every other special education teacher in the state of Oklahoma a
Oh,
year. I had
Yeah.
two children that I was trying to raise, but I made just enough that I didn't qualify for any assistance,
Mhm.
no state assistance whatsoever. So I had to do it on my own, and I was trying to figure out how I'm going to do it. And what I did is I reached out to one person, and I will give her a shout out every day of my life because Cindy Finley was my spiritual and emotional and mental health counselor for a lot of years. And she's still somebody that I call as a dear friend. Now she's moved out of the country, so if I want to talk to her, I have to get on a Zoom, and that's okay. I can do that occasionally.
Yeah.
But that's the biggest part is allowing yourself the opportunity to heal and allowing yourself because it comes out on the other side. You're trying to figure out like your own self-worth. You've lost it.
Yeah.
I lost mine.
Mhm.
How about you,
It took me
Shelley?
a lot of years to find mine again, and bad relationships and poor decisions, and looking at myself in the mirror like, what the hell just happened to my life? And
Mhm,
where did I go?
mhm.
But it is so good when you come out on the other side. Like, it's good.
Absolutely. 100%. And Tammy, yes, the same.
So mine was a little different. I did not, I probably, I was, did not get abused at all with that. He was controlling, but not, not like you guys. So I can't even compare mine to your guys's, really, honestly, because
Absolutely, you can. I mean, I will say that
Mm.
yeah,
the actions you can't compare, but still it's the same thing because at the end of it, did you feel like the same person as you went in? He's
no.
still a part of you.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And somebody just brought him up to me the other day, and I haven't, heard his name or anything in years. So it's
It can
like
still
poor,
freeze you in your tracks, though. You're like,
it kind of did
yeah,
actually. Yeah.
yeah,
And she informed me that she thought that he was her love of her life in high school. And I'm like, so
Why didn't you? Why didn't you go with him then? Would have saved
yeah,
you
I know.
a
It
lot.
would have saved
you
me.
know,
Yeah.
I do have to say though, Amy, I think, there's a key thing in what you said. And, he received a diagnosis. And,
Mhm.
that diagnosis goes a long way, I think, in helping us heal. Um, my husband now, I just adore the man, even when, I want to choke him. He went through, well, he was never physically abused by his ex-wife, but she is mentally ill. She has 5 diagnosed mental illnesses, 5 of them. Um, and when we say she's nuts, like, we're not trying to be funny and we're not trying to be mean.
Oh,
She's nuts. She is sick. She is ill. Um, and he'll still say this today. When they finally got a diagnosis, it's like the clouds, he'll say, like the clouds moved out. He was like, I can start to see. You can start to manage what's happening. You can label it, you can treat it, then you can say, okay, maybe this wasn't all me. right? Yes,
Right.
I played a part. We all play a part in our relationships, but this wasn't me. Like,
Right.
I know I'm not crazy. I know I'm not imagining these things are occurring. It goes a long way when that diagnosis comes. Um, and it helps us as the other part,
Absolutely.
as the victims. It really helps
Absolutely.
us to learn to heal and deal and forgive ourselves and all that stuff.
Yeah. One of his biggest problems was he had the diagnosis, he had the medication, then he'd feel better, so he'd stop taking the
Oh,
medication.
yes.
Then he'd go through the whole thing again, then you take this, then you
Mhm.
back and forth, back and forth. It was like a vicious cycle. And I would say I
It's
saw
like
him
living with a
continue.
drunk, like
Yeah.
Mhm.
the
Oh
highs
yeah.
and the lows
Alcoholic.
of
Oh
being
yeah.
drunk. And like,
Manic.
yeah,
You would either
yeah.
have high manics or low manics, but and everything in between for sure.
Mhm.
But the best, I think, the one thing, so I spent a lot of time, I did a lot of group sessions with women, and I went through times whenever I said, I just don't want to be here. And they really thought I wanted to end things. And I said, I want to end things. I just don't want to be, I just want to just
Yes.
disappear, just be gone, because I just don't feel like I am anything at this point. Even though I knew I had to pour all my heart and soul into my children, which I did constantly. Um, I kept giving everything I had to them. I never really truly 100% healed. So when I met Andrew, I was still a damaged goods. Poor guy. He dealt with it with grace.
He's a great, great,
Guy
Ellen still deals with
great
it
guy.
with
sometimes.
grace. That's the continued. And I'm not saying that men have to be the one that's going to heal you after. I will just tell you that he is the partner, my partner in crime that, I would not know how to do my life without him. But he's the one that helped me completely heal and show me that there are good men.
Mhm,
So that's it.
mhm.
That he's my safety net. He's my steady. He's my
You
rock.
know, I love that you say that because when Alan and I met, when we first got married, I had somebody, like a friend from years ago, saw her in public and we were catching up, and she's like, "Well, tell me about your life, and where are you at now?" And I said, "I never knew the true understanding outside of the gospel of Christ. I never knew the true understanding of being loved unconditionally." My husband loves me unconditionally. I'm not sure I can say that about him. I'm not sure I love him unconditionally some days.
Some
He
days.
truly, like, it's an incredible thing when you have that partner. And I know the three of us are so fortunate to have those partners now. It is an incredible thing. And I wish everybody that I knew had a man or a partner
Right.
that looks at them the way my husband looks at me all the time, even when I'm mad at him. He can smile at me, he'll blow me kisses, he'll say, "Come here, baby." And I'm like, "Get the hell away from me."
Oh yeah. And I always say my husband always puts up a lot more stuff from me than I actually put up with him. He is
I agree.
truly a saint. You agree with yours or just me?
Mine too. Mine is just like yours. He
Yeah,
takes
he is.
all three of ours take
Yeah.
Yeah,
more from us than we,
Oh
absolutely.
yeah.
yeah.
And as Andrew's
Intentional and
walking,
unintentional.
and
Yes.
as Andrew is walking and listening to this, he's probably nearly fallen over because I just admitted that. Just
Yes.
letting you know. He was on his
We love you,
morning walk
Andrew.
listening to this, thinking, oh, I just
Right?
stumbled.
I'm just hoping Alan doesn't listen to it while he's driving.
Yeah.
That's usually when he's listening to our podcast. So
Yeah.
you're driving, babe. You should have probably pulled over for this one.
Yeah.
Maybe we should have put that disclaimer at the front. If our
Right?
husbands are listening, please.
Yeah.
Um,
Yes.
all I want to say is I encourage any person, man, woman, child that is in an abusive relationship to reach out. There are people out there that are so willing to help. There are resources. There are women's shelters. The YWCA here is great. They have some amazing support groups that you can go to. Reach out to your school district. If you are in school still, go to your counselor at school, go to your favorite teacher, go to whoever and ask them for help. Ask them for help because they have to help you. I mean, it's not that they have to, but they will.
Oh, they absolutely will.
Yeah, 100%. If you have the fear that you're not going to be able to make it, guess what? I had that fear too, and here I am.
Yes.
Here I am. You can make it, just like the rest of us.
That's right.
All
That's
right.
right.
Thank you all. Thank you all for letting me share that. That was
Thank you. Thank you for sharing,
it's
Amy.
kind
And
of
it
a-
does. It takes a lot to be able to share. And this might be the first time publicly that you've shared it that everybody in the world could listen to it.
I have shared it before, but
Yeah.
not for everybody in the world. No, I
Yeah.
have shared I've had some students in the past that have since graduated, were in relationships that were not good and tried to come out on the other side, trying to figure out like what life meant and how am I supposed to get through this. And I was immediately the first person that I told them, you always call me. I don't care. You can always call
Yeah.
me. I don't care if I've been retired for the last 30 years and you need something, call me. You're a kid now. It is what it
Yeah.
is. You're stuck with me. So,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Exactly.
I appreciate this venue, this opportunity for us to share about our causes.
Absolutely.
All right. So, if you've enjoyed today's episode, let me just say that with English going on, I don't know.
Right.
Say.
Is
All
it
right.
enjoy or you appreciate today's episode?
Yes,
Yes.
I don't know if we
Appreciate.
enjoyed it, but yeah, we appreciate it. If it resonated with you, if you need help,
Absolutely.
go seek help. And I hate that I don't know something for every area, but I do
Yeah.
know that there are a lot of places that you can go get some assistance. I know in the state of Oklahoma, 211. Dial the number 211, and I think that's actually a
I think
nationwide
it's a,
thing.
It is.
I
I
think it
think you
is
could do
now,
that in
right?
Ohio. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 211 will get you to the place where you can
Yep.
ask for help on any phone. Just dial that number and you will be able to get connected with the right people. So if this resonated with you, if you need help or anything, definitely do that. But you know what? If you liked what you heard from us, feel free to hit that like and follow button. And as always, we want to thank you for joining us on this wild and beautiful journey. Until next time, let's keep exploring, everybody.
Unbroken.
Bye,
Bye,
guys.
everybody.
She makes fierce and